You're listening to the Unpenned Show with Paul and Andy, broadcasting live around the world. We believe freedom is free. It is enslavement that you're paying for. If you ain't mad by now, you're not paying attention.
Another Tuesday, discussing the madness that we live in. Good evening, my name is Paul Rippon. This is Tuesday, the 16th of April 2013. I have sat with me my pal
Andy.
And I've also got Pete and Joe and Stuart as well sat in the background. We're going to have to build something so these lot can hear what's going on. You do know that,
We
don't you?
do, yeah.
So it is Tuesday, 7 days have passed, and it gets a little bit crazier every time we go round this cycle, don't we?
Yeah.
Because our world is nothing but a never-ending series of cycles and circles. And predictive text on your mobile phones, that keypad that we're all now very familiar with, which is actually pretty much a copy of your old-fashioned dial-up telephone thing, wasn't it?
Yep.
Which was around and around in the circles as well. And whoever thought of putting the emergency number at number 9 was an interesting challenge, wasn't it? I mean, 111 would have been where you would have put it, wouldn't it?
Yep.
But 9... I have to wait for it to come back again. 9 again. There's some interesting 999. I mean, we do live in a sex control system. I know people say 6, but it's not, is it really?
Nope.
I know the atomic number of carbon, and I understand the faces of a dice and the numbers, and I understand all that decode, but it is actually basically a sex-based control system, isn't it?
Yep.
And that is the basis of all marriages, isn't it? And we're married to, well, in one sense, we're married to the government, aren't we?
Yeah.
Because they shag us every bloody day, don't they? So whether you believe that or not, that is pretty much, it's almost like an abusive relationship, isn't it? It's like they're the pimp and we're the prostitute. And for some reason, we keep going back for more. And we can't wait to see how much worse they've made it today than yesterday. And we call that news.
We do.
If we called them horror stories... we wouldn't be so keen to share them, would we?
No.
But
Nope.
we call them news and race to be the first to announce how much worse it's got. And we play our part, don't we?
We try
Now,
to.
we're going to try and do more than 3 news stories. So shall we... I think the number 1 news story, and I think most people now are... was certainly... I mean, it used to take weeks and sometimes months for us to really decipher or describe... the events that take place. Now I'm going to yesterday's Boston Marathon, and in our language we've got prescribe, and that is what it's a previous, before, in advance of. To prescribe is to have already written it. Would you say?
Yeah.
So why do we go to the doctors for prescriptions? You see, so if we've got prescribe, which is before, and we've got subscribe, which is to buy into, as it were. To want to join. What's describe?
Good one.
Yeah, what is describe?
It's totally wrong, isn't it, really?
The language doesn't make sense,
No,
does it?
because it's got D in front of it.
Exactly.
D-E.
D-E, which is usually a negative, isn't it?
Yeah, destroy.
Well, it's a negative or a positive. I mean, we've got delight. Delight. I mean, that doesn't sound right at all, does it?
Oh, that's wrong as well.
Well, to delight would be to switch it off.
Switch it off, yeah.
Yeah, but then we've got the word depress.
Yeah.
Well, is depress pushing on or pushing off?
Pushing off.
I mean, imagine when you're 5 years old trying to work this stuff out. You sat in front of the class and you're thinking, right, I'm here to learn this magical thing called spelling. Right, and even when you're 5 years old and you've got the basic spelling tests, you know one word is a number of spells. So how does that change over time when we actually think now a spell is a number of words? Because it can't be, can it? I mean, at 5... We didn't start here, did we?
No,
I'll get
we've
back
got
to
there.
the Boston Marathon.
Boston, yeah.
Let's come back to that. I can hear you giggling away. I know. We didn't start there, but I want to go back to the Boston thing. It used to take us weeks and months to be able to put the sequence of events together to at least question these people who tell lies for a living. But now it's taking an awful lot, and we can do it an awful lot quicker with this wonderful spy. Now, they've had to do a deal with us on this spying machine, haven't they? Because they've had to give us the power of being able to decode stuff so quickly. But the sharing of it is even faster. And rather than me make a mess of it, let me tell you why I'm a little bit interested as to whether it's true or false, because I can't tell you that sat here in Ripon.
No.
But we can listen to a news report and make of this what you will. The link will be below the YouTube video. Make of this what you will.
I'm Bob Costas, here with Boston Marathon winner Peter Griffin. Peter, how did you do it?
Damn phone's busted. Maybe I dialed wrong.
What you just saw was an episode of Family Guy that aired on the Fox network March 17th last month, just under a month ago, depicting the main character in the plot befriending a terrorist and also winning the Boston Marathon by killing the other participants. Also in the same episode, he detonates a bomb, the main character detonates 2 explosions via a cell phone. Of course, there were 2 explosions in the tragedy that we saw yesterday in Boston. And people are saying, well, this is 2 different episodes spliced together. It's not. It's the same episode. You can go on Wikipedia and look up Turban Cowboy, which is the name of the episode. Tells you about the plot, tells you about how deleted scenes, they're now deleting scenes out of rebroadcasts of this episode in sympathy for the victims of the Boston Marathon bombings, because it so closely paralleled real events. Just as we saw with 9/11, the pre-scripting for that, the Simpsons 9/11 with the Twin Towers, the Terminator movie, just innumerable examples that I'm not going to list because it'd take a 1-hour documentary about pre-scripting of 9/11 in popular culture. We seem to see it with almost every major event these days. Is it a conspiracy? Is it the criminals bragging about their intent? Is it some kind of 100th monkey syndrome? Some kind of cultural reverberation in this matrix system that we're living in? Whatever it is, whatever you think it is it just a coincidence? Nobody can deny that it's completely bizarre, to say the least. Then, of course, we have this, a card out of the Steve Jackson Illuminati game. No one ever suspects a harmless jogger. This group gives a +2 on any assassination attempt. So this is a card out of card game made back in, I believe it was 1995, Steve Jackson Illuminati the game, which depicts an assassination attempt against joggers. So again, this is not proof of anything. We've got all the proof of the drills, the spotters on the roofs, the bomb dogs, the fact that the police were engaged in a bomb drill before the event, yet after the bombing came out and said there was no drill whatsoever, despite eyewitnesses saying the joggers, the participants in the marathon, were being told that very morning that a bomb drill was taking place and to remain calm. Police later came out, denied it. So that's the proof of prior knowledge right there. What this is proof of is up to you. You know, cultural pre-scripting, precognition, call it what you will. And I'm not claiming it's proof of anything. It's not some giant conspiracy. It's just bizarre, especially when you relate it to similar instances that we saw before 9/11. So we're going to finish on this Family Guy clip once again, which even shows the blood, the limbs, the body parts in the background there at the finish line of the Boston Marathon in a Family Guy episode broadcast less than a month ago, which also depicts the main character exploding 2 bombs via a cell phone. Completely bizarre, completely crazy. This is Paul Joseph Watson reporting for Infowars.com, and here's the clip once again.
Okay,
I'm Bob Costas, here with Boston Marathon winner Peter Griffin. Peter, how did you do it?
Damn phone's busted. Maybe I dialed wrong.
Now then, you make of that what you will. You listened to that as well, didn't you?
I did.
We'll listen through it twice now, haven't we?
Yeah, listen to it twice.
I mean, fool me once. Shame on you, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But fool me more than once with this pre-scripting. It's got to be shame on me, hasn't it? Because, you know, how many times have we been told in this country that the next Prime Minister, each time for the last 4, is it? 3 or 4? Yeah, we're going to give you a vote on Europe. You can take that to the... I don't think he said take that to the bank, but that's what we're going to do. And none of them have done it, have they?
No.
None of them have done it. They've fudged it every time, and UKIP are promising exactly the same thing. Do we believe them?
No.
Well, I'm not going to believe that they will do it. I'm just not going to say that they won't try. You know, this system does give us... it gives us a lot to talk about. Now let's get back to prescribe and subscribe. Because to prescribe is to have previously written it, to have written the very event itself in the Boston scenario. And to subscribe is, as we know, is to buy into it. Is to want. You've accepted it. Sub is the word below, so you didn't write it, but you believe it. So the word describe must actually mean, on one level, bringing it into reality, reading it off the page, and speaking it into reality. So the fact that we describe everything in the most minute detail is what gives it the realism, isn't it?
Yep.
And that's what the news does. It describes everything that's going on.
Yeah.
In other words, it takes it from the written word and puts it into the spoken word. And the word spoken, a spoke is a part of a wheel.
It is.
And
Yeah.
it's called a news cycle. And if you subscribe to it, you've subscribed to the feed, the news feed. I have trouble telling people that the world is called the world because it spins. So I don't know how you're going to go with this wordplay that you and I do engage in. Because we do engage in. The words engage is something you get engaged before you actually get married. And to be married is to both agree to be on the same side.
On the same ship.
We think it's a husband and wife, and it is on one reality, but it goes deeper than that. The word sex is just a shortened version of shared experience. And shared experience was often referred to as commerce. Doing the business.
Yeah.
Doing good business. And, we've forgotten so much in this language. I mean, even 30 years ago when I was at school, a bit more than 30, but even when I was at school, we had commerce in the curriculum. And it was doing business.
Yeah.
It was actually the
Learning
world
of
of commerce was how to sign your cheques.
Yes.
You know, how to play in this debt-based Ponzi scheme that will actually come to an end at some point in time. You cannot pay debt with debt with debt forever. It will run out. The ability to do this will run out. They'll never lose the ability to spend to print money. Well, you're right, but what will it be worth? What will it be worth? And if you don't know what I mean by that, go read your history.
Yeah.
Every monetary system that comes up with a fiat currency like we have collapses. The average lifespan is about 27 years. So this is going pretty well, isn't it? Because we went on to proper fiat currency in, 1971? 71?
Yeah.
Something like St. Valentine's Day, 1971, something like that, wasn't
Went to decimal, yeah.
So this is doing really well now, isn't it? I mean, we're up to 41, 42 years. And through the people's confidence to keep using it, it's still here. Anyway, let's stick on the money theme then, because as everybody forecast, the people of Cyprus. We talked about Cyprus last week, and we weren't sure if it was real or not.
No,
and we weren't sure how much of it was real and how much of it was being sort of exaggerated. But we do know there's another news story for us to describe for you.
Yeah.
Okay, and that is that they're back for more, aren't they?
They're back for
They're
more,
actually
yeah.
back for more. The first time, just read the headline.
It's out in The Guardian. Cyprus forced to find extra $6 billion for bailout, leaked analysis shows. Less than a month after deal was agreed, bailout bill has risen to €23 billion, larger than the entire year's output from the country's economy.
So they're back for more anyway. Basically, they've come back for another $6 billion.
Because they've accepted it, and I suppose by acquiescence, they can just jack it up as and when they want to.
Well, if you look through that news story, and I'm not going to ask you to do it, but it says by decree.
Yeah.
It actually has that wonderful word in by decree.
A new decree.
A new decree.
A new one.
And that
Not
is
an old
that,
one, a new one.
A decree is, it is what I say. It is, these people, this is the dictatorship you've been waiting for. We should be painting little black moustaches on that blue flag with the yellow stars. The rolling sun, as it were, the Nazi sign. It is the rolling cycle, by the way.
They will have us wearing lederhosen at weekends, won't they? I believe.
I think some of those in the level above us already do.
I probably do.
They probably tie themselves or the mistresses up in it.
Yes.
But the thievery is now going on in Cyprus, isn't it? I mean,
it is.
You know, whether we choose to poo-poo these news stories because I don't like that one, it doesn't matter.
No,
it doesn't actually matter. We say that let's look after the world we live in, but prepare ourselves for the attacks that are going to come. Because this is a war. It's been a war all our lives, and we haven't realised yet, have we?
No.
Despite the fact now that we've learned, they have they've actually poisoned the water supply, okay? Chemically altered the food that is chemically altering us, right? They've intercepted all communications, let's not deny that.
No, they can listen into everything.
They have now live streaming of everything that's going on in most people's homes, except the ones that have unplugged everything. Right, so they can actually see what everybody's doing live time at any time. They know what we're thinking. They probably know what our next moves are going to be before we know what they are. So they've intercepted, and obviously they've propagandised the country completely. And really, the stupid people have outbred the smart people. And now the stupid people are in charge. Well, the stupid people, of course, want everything that the smart people have got. And they will vote for any government that says, we're going to steal off the rich people and give it to you guys. This isn't new. This has been done many, many, many times. And the stupid people will vote for the government that promises to give them the most.
Yes, they will.
Because they can't do it for themselves.
No, they not.
I mean, we now live in a society...
problem.
And here in what I would say was a pretty affluent part of the country, North Yorkshire, I mean, we're doing okay up here, I think, compared to some of the places we drive around.
Yeah.
This isn't a competition I'm trying to enter, by the way. We're having our own troubles, but we're starting to see it now. The younger generation, the 16, 17, 18, 19-year-olds, who have chosen not to bother, will not bother. We'll just manage on what we can get. This working lark, I've given up on it. You know, and learning to drive, we've spoke about this before. I have a young man who works for me, he's a lovely young man, 16 years old. I said to him, do you think you'll learn to drive? No, he said, I'll not be bothering. And I was like pretty shocked. I said, surely you do feel you would like to drive when you get older. I mean, it's quite... I can't imagine, like... No, I'll not be bothered. I'll be able to get to where I want to go. I'll be able to get to... I won't want to go far. You know, that's just the way it is. I won't want to go far. That doesn't make sense to me and you, does it?
No.
But we are the Western dinosaurs that are now targeted for extinction.
Yeah.
We spoke about this before, and I'm going to keep saying it. The way we think and the way we understand the world could and should work, that's old hat. That's gone now. You could almost say we've had our time and missed it. And I couldn't argue with that. It's taken us a long time to realise that we were going the wrong way down the one way that wasn't going to give us a way back.
Yeah.
It's almost too late, but it's only almost too late. It'll be too late when I'm dead, but it's not too late really. It's just it took a bit longer than we planned to get here.
Yep.
I hope the people who are listening, especially the over 40s and the ones that have got kids, what are you here for? Tell me, is it to actually set the stage for dying? Is it to have the house and pay for it? Is it to fill it full of nice things and pay for it? Is it to have the car that you always wanted before you die? Is it to have manicured gardens front and back? Is it to have saved something in the bank that you can leave? Are we really just setting the stage so we can die happy? Are we doing that?
That was the illusion you had, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that they gave us, or the dream that you were sold.
To some extent, 30, 40, 50 years ago, it was still possible, wasn't it?
Yeah, you could say our grandparents sort of lived the dream.
They did well, didn't they?
Yeah.
When you look at the generation above, or the one above that one, they did get the promise. They got it.
Yeah.
I mean, my mum got it. So, she got what... Yeah, I mean, Gordon Brown stole half a pension in 2001. But she still managed to retire and managed to have enough, and she could do what she wanted.
Yeah, my parents have.
But I know, no matter what I do now, I'm not going to get that.
No, I'm
not going to get it.
No, we just had that conversation today. I'm going to have to work till I drop.
Well, we call these things possessions. Who owns who?
Yeah.
You see, are we possessed by the very things that we don't want to lose? I think it's possible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is being possessed prepared to defend material items at all costs?
Would seem that way.
You see, this system has no power over us.
No, we let it have the power.
If we don't own anything. It can only regulate us if we play the game. But there be the problem. Where'd you get the bloody money from?
Yeah.
Where'd you get the ability to pay your bills? We're too late almost, aren't we? They've stolen the power off us, and that was electric, gas and water and food. They've stolen those things off us. They were owned by the state at one point. The government owned them and ran them for the profit to the people. It not only employed the society, but it ploughed all the profits back in.
And the transport, the trains, the buses.
Well, that's right. I mean, we could go almost everything.
You can,
almost everything. Wasn't it, really?
Yeah, everything. Telephone was all.
But isn't that really sort of it's all like a type of socialism, really, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
where the state becomes the number one employer.
It's communism, isn't it? As well,
but it went and sold everything to private companies for pennies.
Yeah,
and that was right after we'd upgraded everything. So now the profit is into private hands. So we've lost all the things we had control and power over. So even if you wanted to actually say, I'm going to live off the grid, where?
Where, yeah, and how?
How are you going to flush your toilet? How are you going to eat? It's horrible because we've sat and done this many times. There is no way out of this.
Not really.
So you have to accept that you're going to have to fight from within. And doesn't fighting from within mean in learning the system, accepting the corruption for what it is, and then going and facing the corruption? Isn't this the boxing match that most people are frightened of? Isn't this why we claim that those who call themselves men are in many ways nothing of the sort? They don't have that option on the forms they tick, do they?
No, not now.
No. Have we ever had option? No, we've never had man on the forms that we signed. No, we haven't had those, no.
No.
But isn't today's modern man, the 11 to 21-year-old, isn't his definition of male species to shoot people in bedroom games? Isn't it Call of Duty, the Warcraft games, or even if it's just driving games?
Black Ops.
But isn't this the mark of a man? He's in his bedroom, challenging virtual friends on a pretend game, and he rates himself by the machine's ratings that it gives him.
Yeah. And
because he always finds the level that he can be good at, he then thinks he has graduated into a male animal, a male being, but he's not, is he?
No.
Because he might be brilliant at shoot-'em-up games in his bedroom, but bring him outside and challenge him to a proper rough and tumble, let's see who's the strongest. I mean, I'm not saying I was a good fighter at school, but I had my fair share of them.
Oh, I did as well, yeah.
And I didn't enjoy them, but in the end you realise that you had to bloody stand up, otherwise they'd knock you down every day.
To keep nicking your dinner money.
But they'd knock you down every day if you didn't stand up. So you think, I'm bloody sick of this. Yeah. I'm not having it.
I'm not having it no more.
Eventually you had to stand up for yourself. Well, these boys, which is all they are, do that to them. Boom! Yeah. And they're like, where's my bum?
Or get them on their own. They're a different kettle of fish on their own.
Oh, they're gobby as hell in the group, but you try and get individually and then... I know, because I've had one or two run-ins in the shop, where the guys get a bit gobby and they've got the first cans of cider, and they're pissed on the empty tin. And you say, look, guys, you're big and brave after you've had a beer or two, but you'll come in shop tomorrow and you'll be, you'll be on your bloody own and you'll look a right idiot, won't you? Oh, yeah, whatever. And then they come in the shop and, you can see that all the power's gone. This fake spirit that they've been drinking. Because that's what it is. It's just a counterfeit of the spirit that they should have already. Gin and vodka and Bacardi are not called spirits by mistake. Because you drink them and you think you're something more than you are, and you're not. It's a counterfeit because it wears off. Right? It's a bit like Popeye and his spinach. It actually wears off, you have to drink some more if you want to keep your spirits up, as it were. When did we start this conversation? I have no idea. I've just rambled on. I have no idea. Cyprus.
But we were on about Cyprus.
It was the Cyprus in the money game.
Yeah, but it is a bigger version of the bully in the playground, isn't it? That's what it is.
It all is. We are the children in the playground.
They've come for Cyprus's dinner money.
And they're the prefects and the monitors.
Yeah.
You see the prefects and the monitors, you're looking at a bloody monitor now. It's watching you in the playground, and we've done this many times, haven't we? I mean, what is school? Well, school is something fish can never leave. And why do fish never leave school? Because they like it at school. But if we're fish and we always have to be, it's because we don't learn. We refuse to learn. And the amazing thing is, we try and get the system to tell us what we need to know. Isn't that ridiculous?
It is, yeah.
Like, please tell me what I need to know to be successful. And I'll pay you $9,000 a year for it. Will you? Really? Sit down. Yep, sit down. This is important. I mean, they must be laughing their bloody heads off. You could go down the library and do it yourself for free.
Yeah.
But you'd rather give me 27 grand and give you a little bit of paper at the end. So you don't really want to go down the library and do it yourself, do you? You want me to do it. Well, the teacher can't teach you to be smarter than him. It's not his interest.
No, but you need that piece of paper at the end, don't you?
Do
to
you?
say that you're smart. That's what you need.
But do you really?
No, you don't really.
No, you don't really.
You don't really.
You need to be smart without the paper.
You do, yeah.
As an employer, if you turned up and said, no, I didn't actually go through the government indoctrination scheme, I didn't get myself in 40, 50 grand's worth of debt so I could go and get a job because I've got an A-level, and McDonald's will give me a job because they do employ people with A-levels because they advertise for them. So I decided not to get myself into 40 or 50 grand's worth. I decided not to waste 3.5 or 4 years or whatever it is. I went down the library, did it myself, and I'm yours for half the price of them lot.
Yeah.
And if you don't think I'm worth it, you'll sack me, and if you do, I'll get a pay rise in the first 6 months. So, when do I start? Now, anybody who turned up like that, I'd say,
Yeah.
see you tomorrow.
We'll give them a whirl.
well, give them a go, yeah. I mean, at what point did we expect other people to do stuff for us? Well, pretty much from being born.
Yeah.
But if you grow up, you realise that you have to do it yourself. Well, look around.
Yeah.
Who says, that's my fault, I'll take full responsibility, I'll repair any damage I've done, I'll look after everything, that was my fault, silly me. Who says that? Nobody.
No.
Not a bloody soul. They're looking for someone to blame.
Yeah.
Someone to blame. Now let's look at the word blame, right? Blame. Got the word be lame in it. Be lame. Right? Be lame. Well, what happens when you're lame? It means you can't walk properly. Because someone's giving you a good kicking. You see, they tried to take legs away from you. Well, what's every game that we play? You try and get legs, don't you?
You do, yeah.
The first leg, the second leg, it's all legs, isn't it? So they're trying to take your legs away. Well, if you haven't got your legs fixed, you're lame, aren't you? Which means you're blaming somebody else. If you want to be lame, it's not my fault, somebody else did it. It's not my fault, somebody else did it. No, they didn't. No, you weren't smart enough to avoid it, or you were too bloody lazy and you got conned. I'll put my hand up.
Yeah.
Used to be me.
It used to be me,
Used to be me. I remember I tried to play with the big boys in the mobile phone game in about 1998, 1992. I tried to join the mobile phone game. Ringtones, pictures, I was on it. I thought, I'm going to do really well. Lost 40 grand.
Yeah.
Suckered me in, switched me off.
Yeah, suckered me in. I did it with
Exactly.
tried it with the property.
Bunch
Same
of bloody
difference.
thieves. Before we leave the Boston story, then let me finish off on this one. This is from the Telegraph, Australia. News for Sydney. We know Sydney. He just sells his flocks tea, doesn't he? Anyway, the fatal explosions in Boston have hints of a right-wing terrorist attack. Well, what do you know? What do you know? What do you know? Rather than an Al-Qaeda-inspired extremism. Bollocks. According to one of the world's leading experts.
Expert, yeah.
X used to be pertinent, relevant. There is lots of decoding expert, by the way. I just like that one. Used to be relevant.
Used to
anyway,
be relevant.
Richard Barrett, Dickie Barrett, as he's known to his friends, the former United Nations coordinator for the Al-Qaeda and Taliban monitoring team. The United Nations. This is just,
I'd love to see his qualifications. Yeah.
They don't, do they? No.
No.
Said it was too early. It was too early. He'll be flogging eco bullets, him.
Well,
It was too early to say who was to blame for the marathon blasts. He said, snickering. No. But Barrett, who has served in MI5, MI6,
all right.
and the British Foreign Office, said the timing of the attack on Patriots' Day. Was it Patriots' Day? You tell me it wasn't staged. And the relatively small size of the devices suggested the work of a domestic extremist. I know we're making me smart, but it's not, is it?
No.
It's not, because we need to start actually paying attention. We
do.
need to be attentive. Come to attentive is attention. because I have a story in there, and it's Mr. Leveson, the Leveson inquiry.
It is
because this is becoming a little bit more serious now. You have it. You
I
go
do,
through the
yeah.
headline and give
It
us
says,
a little bit of it.
Judges bid for secret arrests. My Lord support Leveson over not naming suspects. Top judges have backed a chilling call from Lord Justice Leveson to keep criminal suspects' names secret. And it's a draconian move. They want to ban the press and public from knowing who cops arrest.
This is the secret arrest. They drag him out your house, and no one knows why you've been taken, and you're never heard of or seen again. This is dragging you out your house, and never heard of again. That's it.
Yeah.
I mean, what else do you decode from that? Nothing at all.
No.
They want because the corruption is now starting to escalate, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's going to escalate to a point where everybody is corrupt. Well, everybody is now. But at the moment, it's just expenses and a little bit of how's your father with the mistress at weekends, isn't it? But it's going to get a lot worse.
Yeah.
Once the floodgates open, because as we go down this hill, the snowball is travelling fastest before it hits the bottom, isn't it? This is drag you out your house, no reason, nothing.
Now
you're gone. You're gone.
No, you've got to prove you're innocent.
Well, that's where we've
Accepting
been there for a
that
while.
We're all guilty. Yeah.
We've been there for a while. I mean, it is innocent unless you guilty unless you can afford to prove yourself innocent. This is the key. All help with any trial costs have now been withdrawn, haven't they?
Yeah.
Apart from domestic abuse, I think. So I'll be claiming domestic abuse.
Yeah.
That's my public servants have been raping me. But yeah, any help that you used to get with your defence now has basically been withdrawn if they can do it. But this is secret arrest.
Yeah.
This is drag you out of your house and no one ever sees you again.
No, they must be talking. I think I mentioned it on another show. I was out having my lunch and it was a butty van at the side of the motorway.
You have, yeah.
And there was a lady police officer there ordering a cup of tea and a donut.
Yep.
No, it wasn't a donut. It was a burger. And she said, "Why are we wasting time on putting criminals through court when we've caught them?
Yep.
Caught and banged to rights.
Yep.
We should take them to court and that's it. Bang them up.
Yeah.
No."
Well,
Judge, jury.
What did I say last week? I was trying to
kangaroo courts.
Well, I was having a bit of fun with a retired police lady last week.
Oh yes.
You know, she'd been 30 years in the force. She had no problems telling me that she had 3 degrees.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know when I'll see her again, but come on. And anyway, we're having a bit of banter, and I asked my favourite question: "Are we equal?" And that went into some sort of, she really did get quite uppity about it. Well, I don't know what you mean about intellectually or financially, or I have 3 degrees, I got 30 years in the police, I don't know what you've done. She really was going through all the possibilities of what it meant. And with that, to shorten the story a little bit, she actually put her 2 fingers together, and obviously thumb up, and she said, "I've got a gun, are we equal now?" You see, so she knows how the world really works. Yeah. Because no matter what we say, the guns and the money, the bonds and the banks, they rule. Now, they do rule.
Yep.
You can say it's wrong. I agree. You can say whatever you want about how bad the system is, and I'll probably not argue with you. But what are we going to do? Because we're in a lot of trouble. This dragging you out of your house, this secret arrest stuff, they don't really need much else. I mean, I was watching the Communist Broadcasting Network this morning, or the state broadcasting what's the name? And they were doing a story from Scotland. And the Scottish judiciary are actually putting forward that they only require 1 piece of evidence for a conviction now. Before, you used to have corroboration evidence.
Yeah.
In other words, 1 piece of evidence wasn't enough. There had to be circumstantial or other witnesses and that sort of thing. Whereas now, just 1 piece of evidence is sufficient for a conviction. Well, that allows them to plant it. That allows them to plant it, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, if they pull you up in your car and say, "We want to have a look in the boot," and you can go through your Freeman on the land routine if you want to.
Yeah.
You can try it if you want. But believe me, if a policeman turns up and says he wants to look in the boot of your car, you'll do very well to stop him looking in the boot of your car. And the more you give him trouble to look in the boot of your car, the more likely he's going to find something in the boot of your car.
Yeah.
So be very careful how you do this.
And don't be frightened to film them. Don't be frightened to film the police.
Well, I was going to go to what happened to your son first.
Yes.
What happened, because the training's been going on for some time.
It has been going on.
Your son got pulled up with one of his friends.
He did.
And you take it from there.
He was on his way to South Wales to visit his mum.
Yep.
And Lewis was with the driver of the car, was off to visit his mum, and the police car had picked it up on his PNC that it wasn't a local vehicle, and he noticed it had got 2 young lads in it.
Yep.
So he pulled them up, and my son got, I wouldn't say a little bit smart with him, but he'd seen a few videos by commonly known as Dom.
Well, I mean, you have to say well done to your son, but let's see how it worked out.
But he didn't work out very well. He had him up on the side of the car like an American.
Yeah.
Hands on the
roof of the car. Turn around, hands on the roof.
Yeah. Have you got anything? Have you got anything? Drugs, sharp objects, all this. Carry on.
Yeah.
And Louis saying, no, I haven't got any of that. No, nothing, and give him a full pat down.
Yeah. It sounds so nice, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's like patting your dog.
Yeah. Yeah. The full Monty.
They'll have a word for grooming. So.
Made him sit in the car while he interrogated his mates, who was the driver.
Yeah.
Took him into the panda car. Took all his details.
The car.
Don't call them panda cars anymore.
Yeah, but who made them pandas black and white? Remember, who made pandas black and white? Because that's some nature don't play nasty little tricks like that.
No.
I've got an interesting theory. It's just a theory on pandas, and that is that they maybe weren't always black and white. They maybe weren't. It doesn't make sense the word, does it?
No, not where they live.
No, it doesn't make sense at all.
In a green jungle.
I sometimes wonder.
Yeah. But yeah, he's they patted him down, asked him when he found no drugs. Obviously, had no reason to search the vehicle, and Lewis knew a little bit about that. And he said, "Right, you found no drugs. I'm not carrying any drugs. They didn't smell of it or anything like that." So he checked the pupils and everything. Yeah, looked in their eyes, make sure his pupils really were tight. You get tiny little dot pupils, don't you, when you've been smoking a bit of weed.
Pupils.
No, he doesn't.
Pupils are what you find in schools.
Well, yeah, schools of fish.
Well, exactly.
But yeah, it's if you don't think it's coming, they'd done nothing wrong. He wasn't speeding or anything. He just said he was doing a routine stop. Yeah, and what the class of routine stop is, I don't know.
Well, it's a full search now, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's a full search, and we can hold them to account. Now, my advice is what it's always been, and that is that try not to travel alone. Okay, try not to travel alone. Mm-hmm. You don't have to answer the questions, but you do have to be polite.
Yeah.
Now, you do.
Yeah, you've got to be respectful.
Now, this police officer, the illusion of the control he's got over you is what you give him the illusion of control.
Yeah.
And we can perhaps move into what I want to, perhaps, subject that I'm going to cover now. And that is that you're quite well within your rights to say to that policeman, why have you stopped me? Mm. And he really has to answer, and a routine stop is not really good. A routine stop for what?
For what? Yes.
What have you stopped me for? What routine is this you're applying? You're actually you're relating to.
Yeah.
What routine? If you just check in the car, it belongs to me, and I'm a long way from home. Thank you for doing that. Mm. Was there something else I can help you with today? Mm. But you mustn't give him the power. Whatever questions he asks you, you really should be prepared to ask him back. And make him answer first. Mm. When he says name, you say, I'll have yours first, please. Mm. And you should be filming this. Yeah. Right? You should be filming this, and you should have a witness with you.
Don't be frightened to film it.
Don't be frightened. You say, look, I'm not here to cause trouble. There's no problem here, officer. But I know you don't have the right to make demands on me without reasonable cause. And I'm not giving you reasonable cause. You're obstructing my journey today. Mm. Now, thank you for checking that this is my car and I'm a long way from home. If there's nothing else, I'll be on my way. And make sure you film him, and make sure you get his name. And when he asks for your address, you ask for his.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Personally.
Yeah.
Personally. Mm. Now, I know he won't give you it. But, in the eyes of the law, the idea is that if someone makes a demand on you, that's an order. Mm. Okay, and if they're giving you an order, what is your relationship? Because they're public servants. Now, your public servants can't make an unreasonable order.
No.
They can make a request,
Yep.
and you can deny the request.
Deny the request
if it's
you
unreasonable.
so wish, yeah.
So be very careful. Now, the phone calls that you receive at home are much easier. I should record some of these because they're so funny. They are so funny, and if people are getting pestered on the phone or you're getting annoyed with people on the phone, this is a good way for you to perhaps get a little bit of confidence going how to deal with these people, because usually these people, they just say, "Hello, is that Mr. So and So?" Right? You are not required to answer that question. You can say, "Hello, who are you?" Okay, and you want their name. Now, when they give you their name, you ask which company do they represent. Okay? Now, my advice to you at this point is to ask if the call is being recorded. Okay? If the call is being recorded, you will not continue unless they accept to send you a copy of the call. Alright? You consent to being recorded if they send you a copy. Okay? Now, they probably won't. At that time, you can usually lose them straight away. But if they consent to send you a copy, alright, you now need their name and address. Alright? The person that's made the promise. Now, they'll ask you for their Data Protection Act, which is just a joke. All the information they ask you is available online. Just join 192.com and you can find everything about, you can find name, address, electoral register number, how long they've lived there, how much they paid for their house, who was the person in there before, who's lived with them, who's moved out. So that's a bit of a joke. But we know now that it's just a game to make us recognisable in the system.
Yeah.
So as long as we give the key bits of information, the computer finds us and everybody's away. Then, so when they ask for your name, make sure you've got theirs first. And you can give your name, okay, and you say, the name that I think you're looking for in block capitals is as follows. And you spell it to them. And you say, I'd like you to call me Paul today. Alright? You just say, this is the name I think you've rang up for. Do not confirm it's you. Okay, don't do it. The second, this is the address I think you need. Okay, this is what I think you're looking for. Don't confirm it's your address. Don't give it up that easy. Now, this is where the fun starts. If you have to go through the data protection thing, you want their address and you want their date of birth. Right, they're not going to give you. They're not going to give you, okay?
But the trick is to ask them to go first because they rang you.
Yes, that's absolutely true.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to have some fun with the gas and electric companies, these are the best ones, these. Because they ring up, it's usually... doesn't matter. They ring up and they really launch into it, don't they? And you say, I'm a bit busy right now. And they still keep going, don't they? They say, look, you phone me and I'm just letting you know that I'm not really free right now. Still they keep going. So then you say, if I could just stop you, please. Now, I'm going to let you know that from this moment on, and then click something, right? The call is being recorded. Now, I'd like you to stay quiet if you would, please, because I have warned you that I am not free to deal with your inquiry. Now, if you wish to stay on the line and require me to answer your questions, I will tell you what my terms and conditions are. And my terms and conditions are £10 per minute. And I need your name, your address, your method of payment, and if you speak to me at the end of this sentence, you are consenting to being charged. They usually put the phone down. Alright? So get some practice in. Get some practice in. If somebody makes a demand on you, it's like being in a restaurant. Okay? If you make a demand on the waiter, he's going to get you a bill. He'll provide you with the service, but he's going to provide you with a bill.
Right.
Because you've accepted.
Yeah.
You've accepted. I'll make a demand, you supply the service, and I'll pay the bill. Right? Well, get used to doing that. With everybody.
And everything.
Have some fun.
Yeah.
Right? You are only you when you actually act as you. Are we speaking man to man? Well, if a police officer says so, well, thank him for doing so. Because now you're speaking to the man.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah, you've got
try
to
and
make it personal, haven't you?
It's got to be personal.
Personal, yeah.
Don't speak to the uniform, speak to him.
No, don't.
Ignore the uniform.
And ask them if they're are they representing the company?
Yes, that's right.
Because if they're representing the company, they are the company, because the company's a dead entity.
Exactly.
The company can't be a company without them.
They are the living part.
That's why the company.
Right. Well, remember, it's all fish and ships, and the captain of a ship What is it? Is it a ship's collective is called?
A company.
A company. And what do we say to each other? You're judged by the company you keep.
Will you accompany me?
That's
if you're
right.
going somewhere?
So we need to remember who we are.
We do, yeah.
We need to assert who we are. We need to confirm that they're dealing with us as a man. All right. Now, the people at the other end of the phone won't get any of this. You've completely confused them. But it doesn't matter. If you can, get yourself the method of recording the phone calls. If you can, phone them back on Skype and record it through Skype. Right, you know, so can I have your number and call you back so I can confirm that you are who you say you are?
Yeah.
Any company that's wishing to do good business should be okay with this.
Yeah.
They should be okay with it.
And it even goes further, doesn't it? Letters that you get through, they ask for the person that signed the letter.
Yeah.
You've had this, and I've had this.
The auto-sign, they don't exist.
The person that signs the letters, nobody there
No,
of that name.
If you get a nasty letter saying it's from, I don't know, Eileen Dover or something like that,
Yeah.
all right, if you get that signature, right, ring up and say, I want to speak to this person here. Well, most of the time they don't exist.
No.
Well, they're actually committing fraud.
Yeah.
They are committing fraud.
Tell them that they are.
Don't be frightened. But the first thing is, don't ask any questions that you haven't made them answer first. The next is, don't connect yourself to your name directly. Just say, is this the name you're looking for? And then spell it. Don't say it.
Yeah.
All right? Have some fun. Learn your power. Learn your standing. Okay? Don't understand. Stand in. Stand in your own power. These people cannot play this game if you won't play it. All right?
Yeah.
Remember, percussion is to strike. Okay? Concussion is to have been struck. So get your discussion right. You're striking. All right? Strike them properly. Blow by blow. This is a boxing match. They want to put us in a little box. They want to get us in this box. A box-in match. Well, that's what a boxing match is. You see, it's... Anyway. So we've done the way getting the phone calls are fun.
They are.
I look forward to them. Sometimes I can't be bothered, but half the time I practice the routine.
Yeah.
And once you get the first names and ignore the second names, ignore the company, right? It doesn't come out badly. Don't try and make them look silly. Just say, look, you can ask me any questions you like. I'm okay with that. But I have company policy too. And my company's policy is to, at the very least, ask you questions that you ask me. So I know we're doing business in good faith. You answer me and I answer you. So we're dealing with each other and trying to do business.
Yeah. And go and have a look at the Data Protection Act and have something written out so you can ask them the questions.
At least learn the laws that you're going to be referring to.
Yeah, that's it.
You know,
yeah.
1974 Consumer Protection Act and that sort
Consumer
of thing.
Credit Act, 1974, these kind of things.
Just get them ready.
They're available online. I've looked at them.
Put a list by your
Yeah.
phone. Put a list by your phone. Put a note outside your door. Say, you know, call us by appointment only. It's very simple.
Yeah.
Right, and you put it on the edge of the gate. You don't put it on your door.
No.
You put it on the gate.
That's it, yep.
Call us by appointment only.
Only your postman's allowed on.
That's
and
right.
the window cleaner, maybe, and dustman.
But we still have rights, we just have to learn to use them.
Yeah, well, the toffs do it, don't they? Just stick a big sign on the fence, no trespassing. How many times do you see that?
The system is corrupt, we know it is. The system is becoming more corrupt, we know it is. The nice police have been retired and shifted around and put behind desks. We know things are a-changing. So we have to do what we can really do.
Yeah.
Rather than pretending we can save the world. If we save ourselves,
Save yourself
find
first.
like-minded others, make a plan for if things go,
Yeah.
you know, go really badly
Get
for
yourself
us.
an emergency plan.
Make a little bit of a plan, decide who's going to do what, and if you need any backup, you can ring each other and say, I need some help, I've got a problem.
Yeah.
Never ever attend any licorice all sort gang wearing mafia meeting on your own.
That's it.
Never do it on your own, because you're going to lose.
You are. You need witnesses.
You've got to take them with you.
Yeah.
They've got theirs. They always have a panel of 3, 4 or 5. So you take a panel of 3, 4 or 5. And if they won't let you in, don't do business.
No.
You see, you give up your right of privacy by accepting their terms and conditions.
Yeah.
You accept their invite, and their invite says you'll be put in front of a panel of people. Well, you have to write back and say, I'll be bringing my own panel. You have to say, I'll be bringing my witnesses and help too. You've got your, gang of backup, and I'll be bringing mine.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
No,
Not really.
No, if we
just have to make
just
them do...
need the numbers. Yeah.
Well, it's not hard though, is it?
No, not
Everything
really.
they ask of us, we have to ask back
of
to
them. Yeah.
And if they won't do it, how on earth they got us to do it?
They're meant to be our servants, aren't they?
Well, we know that's
mixed up servant master thing.
If only that was true, but never mind. The system got to him as well, did it?
It does, unfortunately. They don't stay loyal to their causes very long.
Well, you can spot them over time, can't you?
Spot them.
Yeah, you can spot them. We think Gary Barlow's certainly he's turned tail, hasn't he? Robbie Williams, he's part of the establishment now.
Yeah.
And many others.
Kylie. Billy Connolly.
Oh, Billy, but you can spot them a mile off now.
You can now, yeah.
You know, they serve their masters, Geldof, Bono,
yeah,
and many more now, many more. I mean, Lady Gaga, I mean, what do babies speak? Gaga, you see?
Well, they are the court jesters, aren't they?
But Lady Gaga and Radio Gaga, it's all here, isn't it? It's all here. Who wants to live forever? Well, Queen.
Yes.
Queen wants to live forever. She wants to be Queen Bee.
She certainly
She wants to be the Queen of the Hive forever.
Yeah.
They knew what they were singing about, didn't they?
They
but
did.
Let's get on to some more...
Well, you mentioned spots.
Spots, yeah.
You did.
Spot.
Measles.
Exactly. Good link.
It was a good link,
By pure fluke. Pure fluke, yeah.
I thought you'd done it on purpose.
No, I didn't.
You've given the game away now.
It's called Unpenned. I can't go back and unpen that, can I?
No, you can't. No, but yeah, the measles outbreak. It's funny, isn't it? We've discussed this just briefly a few days ago. That it's funny. It seems to be in the poorer areas, South Wales, Liverpool,
yes,
Newcastle,
Manchester, Newcastle,
Birmingham.
But yeah, all the same, target areas, isn't it?
All seems to be, yeah.
Probably just coincidence. Probably just coincidence.
Yeah, don't find it in Chelsea and
yeah, it won't be.
No.
There'll be prescriptions for that.
Oh, of course there will.
That's right.
Yes.
The previously written words. Previously written words for the measles outbreak. That who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows who caused that?
Yeah, and
it's like that. There was that MRSA.
Oh yeah,
which is just Mars. War.
Yeah,
lives in hospitals and kills people. And then there's C. difficile. Difficult C. Yeah. Lives in hospitals and kills people.
Does, yeah.
Are we ever going to figure this out?
Don't think
this
so.
system is absolutely top-down controlled from start to bloody finish.
Yeah.
Everything going on is nothing but a show to fill our empty-headed theatres with. This is prescribed, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Iran, Japan, China, the whole thing.
Korea, it's all prescribed.
Yeah, exactly. New Korea or South... Anyway, but it's all got to be previously written. Now, the chaos that we're told we live in, we know these people are crisis creation magicians. If anybody thinks, and I'm sure many people do we really think a number of countries around the world have got nuclear ability to destroy the planet at the press of a button? Well, the answer is yes, we think that's true. But we don't know it's true.
No.
We don't know. I mean, governments have stolen billions of pounds. But have they built any? Have they really built any? Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't.
Yeah.
Not really.
Not really, no.
Not really.
They've soon abandoned all the bunkers, haven't they? In fact, they're up for sale.
But
you can buy an old bunker.
But you see what I mean? I don't know if the nuclear threat... It was always called a Cold War.
Yeah.
Because that's the way they were going to keep it. It was never to be a hot war.
No.
It was just an arms race.
Yeah. And Korea's just the new bogeyman, isn't it?
It's new old ones.
New old ones.
I mean, who gave them to... I mean, it was the bloody Americans that sold them.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Supposedly.
ABB. This is North Korea, right? North Korea.
No.
They can't run anything. They can't make anything.
So they say.
I know.
I've not been, so I don't know.
Isn't the world just a load of control systems?
Yeah.
To see which one's the most successful? Isn't it just we'll try these different control systems around the world and see which one we like best? And at the moment, China is the preferred nation. Or Singapore, as some people say.
Yeah.
But do we not get it yet? The whole thing is scripted.
Yeah.
I mean, the battle about who gets the most... I mean, these are greedy tyrants, there's no doubt about it. This is tyranny.
It is, yeah.
This is it. You know, this is where government and big business have got together to rob the people.
Yeah.
And they're doing it very well.
And it,
You know, democracy, I mean, why the flick would you vote for democracy? Why would you?
I know,
Where
and
two idiots can outvote a bloody genius.
yeah.
Why would you do that?
Why would you? I know.
But it's because we don't know any better. I mean, thinking. Can we really think anything that we haven't previously been told by somebody else?
No.
Well, we can.
We
But
could
we're
do
only
if
but we're only making connections.
we could do if we wanted to.
We're only making connections, and we don't know if they'll light the lights up.
Yeah.
You see, because we're all pretty dim.
Yeah. We-
Measles.
Oh yeah, we were talking about measles.
Measles.
We were, yeah. And
Why don't we ever get through a subject without we're off?
yeah, I wonder if it's all been artificially done, or I know from the book I'm reading at the moment that
Tragedy and Hope.
in the Boer
Yeah, yeah.
the Boer War,
Yeah.
which back to the 1800s, they actually released the Ebola virus back then
Yeah.
as chemical warfare.
Oh.
So what is the difference between that and this? No difference. How do we know that? Is it just a scam to get people to go and get mass vaccinations?
Of course it is.
That's what it is. That's what it looks like to me. I'm not saying
course
it
it
is
is.
or it isn't, but that's how what it looks like to me. And can I come? I've had my vaccines. My mum took me for mine, but I didn't. It wasn't the MMR we got then. You had to go
get all
over a
three.
period of time, but you got a separate injection.
You did.
And I remember getting mumps.
Yep.
I remember getting measles.
Yep.
I remember getting chicken pox.
Yep.
I got chicken pox twice again.
Yep.
And the doctor went to the doctors and he says, "You haven't got chicken pox. You've had chicken pox." And he went, "Oh, you've got chicken pox.
So
How have
then-
you got chicken pox twice?"
So them vaccinations went really well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did. I mean, that's exactly what they're meant to do.
It did what it said on the tin.
They give you measles
Yeah.
or chickenpox.
It was like a Ron Seal deal.
Yeah, it does what it does. What it
Does
doesn't,
exactly what it says on
does
the
what it
tin.
doesn't say on the vial.
The vial.
They're called vials, aren't
Yeah,
they?
and we've done the decode of
Vaci is cow.
vaccine. Yeah.
Vaci is cow.
And I was listening to Radio 4 today, and the doctor on there called it the herd virus. Those were her exact words.
They're laughing, aren't they?
The herd virus.
Man's laughter. Man's laughter. Listen at it.
Yeah.
What are they doing?
Slaughter.
They're bloody killing us.
Manslaughter.
And they're enjoying it all the way down. I don't think even I can describe the darkest depths that they would like to take us to.
No.
Now, I have faith in humanity that we will actually stand up at some point. But how much do we have to lose before we get there? How much is enough? For those people that are awake, you do know that you're going to be needed in the future. You do know that you are going to have to try and help. Because the madness is going to accelerate, isn't it? And the madness is going to come out. It'll come out as aggression and crime. This will be people on the edge of reason. They'll crack under the most ridiculous circumstances. Just one thing, and that's it. You'll end up with probably a bloody nose or something. This is where the screw has been turned and the pressure has been applied, and society as such is at boiling point.
Yeah.
It really is at boiling point, and we are going to be needed to help. What we can do, I don't know.
No, I don't.
I think there's a poem out there that when everybody around is, when everybody else is losing their heads, you've got to keep yours.
You've got to keep
You've
yours.
got to try and keep calm.
Keep a cool head.
We're going to be wandering around saying, we know why this is happening, we know.
In one of the clips that you played there, just going back to the Boston bombings, I wrote down bizarre, and he said, I don't know if it's a conspiracy story, but a bizarre. Isn't that way you can go by anything?
Yeah, it is to some point, yeah. One magic carpet for me, please.
Yes.
I haven't got any left. Alibaba's down straight fella. Next door to 40 thieves. You're soon spotted. You're getting a good drink in there, lad. We live in a lie wrapped in a fairy tale called reality, and it's nothing of the sort.
No.
It is nothing of the sort. We're programmed to believe all this is real and to fit in and do as we're told, to row our boats gently down the stream.
And if you've seen it on the TV, you've seen it on the internet,
yeah,
and it's real.
It's absolutely real. There's no doubt about it.
No doubt about.
And we'll actually have a disorder called obsessive debunking disorder. O.D.D. O.D.D. Oh, you're a bit odd, you, aren't you? Oh, you're a bit odd, aren't you? I know what that is. Obsessive debunking disorder.
Thank you to Thomas for that one.
What can we say? Every week we try and do this. We try and put a smile into what is very deep, very dark times we're moving into now. Now it's secret arrest, it's secret trials, it's secret courts, and whether you'll ever be seen again, that'll be a secret too.
Yeah.
We're moving into trouble sometimes. Are they going to come and drag us out of our houses? No, I think they'd rather not. But let's just make sure that we've got a good, strong contact network of people who actually will be there to help, who will back you up. You know, I don't think I'm going to get dragged out of my house. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to get dragged out. I'm not worried about getting dragged out of my house. But I would like the people who I know, if they've missed me, to do something about it. Yeah. To kick up a fuss. You know, and perhaps they might say, well, he did this and he did that and he did the other. And the few strong friends that I have would say, no, he didn't. No, we know him. No, he didn't do that. He won't have done that. We need to push it. It'll never be in the papers, but I don't want to get dragged off and never be seen again. And the people who called themselves my friends, oh, you can never tell, can you?
No,
we thought he was all right, you know. You can never tell. They cover it well, don't they?
Yeah, and these people that say, well, if you're not doing anything wrong, you've nothing to worry about.
They'll bloody slap. They'll get a gentle tap with a baseball bat in that yeah. A gentle reminder that that's not the way to move forward. We've forgotten what privacy is, or too many people have forgotten what privacy is. Fight book proves that. Yeah. But the government know what privacy is. Yeah. They know what it is. You can't bloody see what they're up to.
No, and you can't say anything about them.
No, you can't.
No, you can't say anything on Twitter, anything on Facebook.
Well,
they're going to be...
the censorship has started, hasn't it?
It started, yeah. That poor last Paris or something, a police commissioner's thingy, youth commissioner or something.
Oh, I maybe missed that story.
Yeah,
maybe missed that one.
She posted something on Twitter and she's got the sack. You've only been in the job 2 weeks. Posted something on Twitter and got sacked.
She must not have said yes to the right person, I think. Anyway, about an hour and a quarter, we've done it again. Played a couple of tunes. All the news story links that we have posted.
Thanks to Phil.
Well, I haven't spoken to Phil actually. I don't know if he's probably watching the football. He'll catch up with us later, I'm sure. But yeah, thanks to Phil, he's got moved into his house. All the links will be below our YouTube video. It is Tuesday night. It is the 16th of April 2013. We do this live on Blog Talk Radio. The links are always on my Facebook page. Please contact me or Andy if you want to make not just these pretend friends, if you really want to make friends with us. We will be in Hebden Bridge Wednesday, May the 15th.
We will, if you want to join us there.
Yeah, we're going down to a talk there, and if anybody else was going to be there, well, we're going to be there.
Yep.
And we're also going to be in Watford, I think.
Oh,
we're
yes.
in Watford. And I think that'll probably be a Sunday.
Yes.
It'll probably be Sunday, June the 8th or 9th, I think it is.
Yeah, between June the 6th and the 9th.
And why are we going to Watford? To check the gap. No. Why are we going to Watford?
Because the Bilderberg group are convening there, having a little conference in the Grove Hotel.
The Grove Hotel, Watford, the weekend of June the 6th through the 9th, yeah?
Yeah.
Is it the weekend?
I'm not sure. Probably is.
I can't. I don't have a calendar. But anyways, whatever it is, the 6th to the 9th.
June 6th to the 9th this
we'll
year.
be there.
Grove Hotel.
We'll have a ride down and make some new friends, make some proper connections.
Yeah, just check the gap.
These are real people as well, mind the gap, but these are real people. We don't want... The pretend connections are no good. We need real connections that'll come and stand in our corner, shoulder to shoulder. Shoulders.
We have... I just wanted to thank people that have put comments on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for your comments. We do read them, don't we?
We do, yes.
We do discuss them. Say hello to Nick in Cornwall if he's listening. Yeah. He's a good supporter and likes what we do, and we like his comments as well. So
there's a few
please let us know.
We're getting some nice stuff.
Yeah, we are.
We do what we can, and it's not enough, but we do what we can. We've got a good solid group here now. We can manage if the lights go off.
Yes.
We can look after ourselves. We can probably defend ourselves reasonably well. And let's grow the group, grow the confidence, copy some DVDs, get yourself to council meetings, learn the corruption, face the corruption.
And lose the fear.
And on that bombshell, good night everybody, see you next week.
Good night.